If you want a pretty, everyone a pretty. If you want a pretty, no, no, no.
Vernier Scalper.
Willkommen auf meinem YouTube-Kanal. Ich bin Vernier Scalper. Today we will be talking about the boy and the Heron. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. I have never heard that word, the name Heron. I've never heard of the bird. Okay, I have heard of like crane. You know, I thought it was just a crane or like a pelican. So yes, I've been anticipating this film for quite some time because I did not watch this back when it came out. I've not even started my re-journey of the Studio Ghiblis back then, okay? Not even like my previous journey, because I've been doing the re-watch, right? So I was like, I would eventually get there because I wanted to watch things in the chronological order, and we're finally here. Okay, we're finally here. My friend Barbara, she's been waiting for me to get to this because she's conflicted about the film, and she, now that I've seen it, is going to open us up to some conversation, okay, some much needed conversation that it's been long awaited. I think this film is good, okay? Is it like the best Ghibli film? No. Is it the best that Miyazaki has to offer? It is pretty good, okay? I would say it's up there, but it is not like the top on my list of things that I would recommend to people, okay? But it is more essential if you are a Miyazaki fan in particular, okay? Not just like Ghibli, but Miyazaki, okay? If you're really into his work, then this one is an essential, because this is supposed to be his retirement film, okay? Wind Rises was the first original intended retirement film. He's like Cher, okay? He's like Cher. He's like, wasn't it Elton John? You know, the farewell tour that's just never ending and just keep going on and on and on. So are we ever going to retire? You know what I'm saying? This is the second retirement film, and it does bear some similarities in its themes, subject matter. We will get to that at the end, because for this video, I think I will be doing things a little bit different. It will be a little simpler. There isn't a lot to go about the plot, because I knew beforehand that this was a surreal film. There is going to be some surrealism, okay? But I was not expecting the film to be this abstract, okay? It is quite the abstract film. It has a lot of Miyazaki elements, okay? This is not like Wind Rises. Wind Rises was very much left field, right? Is that how you use that phrase? Like, it is not a very Miyazaki-esque Miyazaki film. But this film is very Miyazaki, okay? Personally, I think that this film is Miyazaki, you know, with the fantasy, the surrealism. We have the characters, we have all these interesting characters, okay? And we have the interesting world building, okay? The fantastical world building. And we get the cute animals. We always have the Warawara, okay? The Warawara. We have the cute animals, we have the cute creatures that they get like murdered and massacred. I think that is the most brutal fate of any of the cute animals in the Ghibli-verse, right? I don't remember the previous cute animals being massacred, okay? I mean, the forest spirits in Mononoke, they kind of got a bit weird and like gelatin and stuff at some point, but this, they were plucked out from the sky by the pelicans. Was it the pelicans, or which bird was it? There are a lot of birds in this film. Pelicans, crazy carnivorous birds, because there's no food in anywhere else in this world, this fantastical world. so they have to eat the warawara that's going into the air. And there is just a lot. It is a very Miyazaki film in a more restrained and mature delivery, okay? We're still getting the isms. I've read some criticism about this, some general criticisms about it, is that people think that it is like a bit confusing, you know, like it's like discombobulated, it's a bit disjointed, it's a bit slow. But I see where people are coming from with the critiques, but I think that it works in the favor of the film, because now, one thing that I really like about this film is actually the pacing. Okay? I am not one to be like, oh, I am going for films that are just slow. Like, that is the type of film that I would go for. No. Okay, no. But I actually enjoyed how chill it is. Okay? I was not expecting it to be this chill. Because reading from the descriptor, okay, and again, what is it with the protagonist being a child who is sick or recovering or grieving or something, you know, and going to the countryside to heal and get better? Like, what is it with this trope? Okay, and we have the war again. It is very Ghibli, it is very Miyazaki. All the familiar themes are coming back, okay? I think that this is something that he's just very passionate about. He's very passionate about writing coming-of-age stories, okay? He's very passionate about nature. He's very passionate about anti-war. He's very passionate about... Well, I guess you could tie this in with the coming of age, because one thing about the Bildungsroman of it all is that it is not always necessary or compulsory that this is about children becoming teenagers become adults. It does not always have to be that. It can also be like a growth, okay? Like a spiritual, emotional growth of a character from one stage of their life to another stage of their life. It can also be that. And I think that he really likes to explore that theme of evolution of a person, okay? And again, they're all here, okay? They're all here. All those Miyazaki-isms are in this film. I like how chill it is, because the entire film is very dreamy. It's dreamy, it's fantasy, it's surreal, it's... What is the word that kept coming? So this kept coming to me when I was watching this film. It is very liminal. This film is very liminal coded. Alright? If you like liminality, this is very... Because my personal interpretation is that this is very much a liminal space type of film where you're in between life and death. You know, when he, our main character, Mahito, or I keep calling him Mojito, when he goes to this fantasy realm, it is like a liminal space between life and death, right? He's suspended in this limbo where he tries to learn about his mom, and, you know, the truth about the mom, and finds out that the stepmom is actually the sister of the mom. Yes, okay, that is a bit sketch, because what do you mean the dad decided to remarry and he married his ex-wife's, you know, his dead wife's sister? And we had that whole thing where, oh, she looks like exactly like the mom. Oh, that was a bit sketch. Okay, that was a bit okay, it's a bit questionable. Okay, it's a bit questionable, and I'm very sure those maids, the old people, I'm very sure the gossip slaps. Okay, the gossip must go hard in that freaking rich mansion Japanese house situational. They must be talking behind the fucking walls, behind the closed doors about the marriage, the remarriage. I'll get to that as well. Oh, there are so many things actually. Maybe this is not a good idea to just go all around. Okay, but yes, it is a very liminal film. Okay? It is like this state of he does not know what is going on, but he's going with the flow, with everything. And it goes with the vibe, right? We're just going with the flow. That is why I don't think that it is a good criticism that the film is slow-paced and meandering. But I think that is the point. Okay, like I feel like that is the point of the film. This is not Spirited Away. This is not Spirited Away. Our parents did not turn into pigs, okay? They were not gorging on food. Mom died. She died in a hospital fire. That is traumatic as fuck. Okay? This is not Alice in the Wonderland. This is not like mom and dad are at work, so we're running to the forest and finding some forest spirit that happens to be cuddly and cute. No, this is none of that. This is grieving. This is a child who is shut in. Okay, it's very Marnie coded as well. A lot of these 2010s, post-2010 Ghibli films, they kind of have this similar thing. It's a bit darker, it's a bit heavier, right? It is not, and it's not saying that the classic Ghibli films do not have heavy themes as well. But I think that these newer ones are more psychological, they're more intense, introspective. And again, this is not, we did not tumble into a hole. This again is not Alice in the Wonderland, it's not Narnia, it's not like magical. Okay, this is grieving. This is grieving. And if you are somebody that had lost like a parent, you would know that, or rather, if you've lost a loved one, it does not have to be parent, but you know, parent is a bit stronger, especially for this, in terms of now that we're talking about this film. There is this liminality to it, right? Grief, there is this liminality to it. You will never get over it, and the initial stages, you know, the first few years, there's a lot of reflection, a lot of looking back, a lot of reminiscence, a lot of regret, okay? And when you look at Mahito, he's clearly still, you know, and he has those nightmares of the fire and the mom. This is not Spirited Away. I'm sorry. This is not like... I think that it's very unfair to come into this film expecting that, you know, with the subject matter, expecting it to be something magical, expecting it to be like, pussy in your face, bust it open! It is not going to be like that. So I really do appreciate the liminality of it all. Okay? You guys have to, you have to vibe. Okay? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That is what I think about the pacing. And so Mahito, he goes into this world where he is trying to get the answers of the mom, you know, because like the Heron was taunting him that the mom is not actually dead, or you can come see the mom, blah 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 blah. I really do think that it is this liminal space of like life and death, right? And the answers are somewhere inside. And what even is the answer, really? The answer was not that the mother is dead or alive or somewhere. The answer is actually the fact that his new stepmother is actually related to, and this, you know, that whole situational. And it is how the real answer he is seeking here is to learn to open up and empathize. oh, it's like Marnie. This is so Marnie. It is like the same vibe again, you know, to learn to open up and to learn to love again and to be accepting. Because at the beginning of the film, when I found out that this is a new mom and he was being like, and it's understandable, okay? This has been a topic, a theme that has been explored in many of films. Okay, the stepmother comes in, and the children find it hard to connect. Or, you know, they don't call the stepmom mom, they call, they use a very formal term like, for Mahito's case, he calls her ma'am or something, right? Like something very, very, very formal. And it really hit me at one point. I was like, bruh. And he has to travel to the liminal world. This is a mommy issues film, okay? Grieving, yes, that is one thing. The grieving is one thing, but this is a mommy issues film. This is all about the mommy issues. He does not want to accept, right? There were moments where like the different aliens like taunting him, like, isn't that what you want? Like, you don't want to be close with her and stuff. And it's mommy issues. He can't let go and accept the fact that his mom is dead. And because of that, he cannot accept a new mom as well. It is like interlinked, right? It's like interlinked. And then if you throw in the complexity of like, oh, the dad is dating, it's very complicated. And I can only imagine, because this is an Asian family and this is probably like set very long time ago. I'm very sure there are no conversations going on at the dining table, okay? There are no dining table conversations, heart conversations, okay? Heart-to-heart conversations between the dad and the son about the new mom. No. So you can imagine there is a lot of tension. There is a rift, okay? There is a rift. That is why the boy, Mahito, has to find the answers himself. He has to find the closure. Well, I don't think he knows that is closure, but you know, he has to resolve these issues on his own, because dad is useless, okay? Dad is not emotionally available. Let's be fucking for real. I do appreciate the fact that the dad is actually active and he goes out and tries to save the son and the new wife and everything from the danger of the tower, you know, the cursed tower, or the portal to the liminal realm. I appreciate that. I think that is good. He did not just sit down, you know, kick back his feet and ask his many servants to do the job for him. He actually went out there. Okay? So that I appreciate, but let's be fucking for real. He's probably emotionally not very available. That's why the talk never happened. So now the son is running off and getting in trouble. Okay? Oh. Finding the mom in the liminal world, in the delivery room. The delivery room? This is a mommy issues film. You cannot deny at this point that this is a fucking mommy issues film. Does Miyazaki have mommy issues? I need to learn more about Miyazaki as a person so that perhaps it might inform some of the choices he makes in his films. Like the war stuff, I get it. You know, what about personal issues like this, like the mommy issues? I really like the world building of the liminal realm. There is a lot of birds. I think that there is something significant about the choice of using birds. And I have a feeling that it is tied to reincarnation, because in the liminal realm, it is a lot of like, oh, you know, with the Warawara, like they're actually souls, and when they go back to the sky, they become humans again. So I think that there is the idea of reincarnation. So this is like the liminal realm. And when he first appears, you know, he meets Kiriko, and Kiriko was telling him like, why did you go into the graveyard? Why did you try to wake the graves and stuff like this? And it was, there was a thing of like, they had to shut the gate and they had to walk backwards. It was very superstitious, very like, I don't know if this is Shinto, okay, but I know that it could very well be Taoism coded as well, Buddhist coded, very superstitious, very, very Eastern, okay, very Eastern religion type shit, okay? So I think that there is a heavy idea of reincarnation going on in this liminal world. And I like these many adventures that he has around the liminal world, right? We have Kiriko, and then he meets the child version, or the young version of the mom, and she helps him in the parakeet world, again, birds. I love it. It is very nice. And back to the pacing, I really like that we get enough time in each place to really absorb the world and get to know the characters. We spend enough time with them before we move on. It is not like slap it in your face and blah blah blah, okay? I get it. It is not like Spirited Away where everything is confined in the bathhouse, right? It is confined in the bathhouse. Mononoke, I guess, is quite cohesive as well. But I don't think it's meant to be cohesive. This is a dream world. It's a dream world. Mahito himself does not know what is happening, so why should we be like expecting things to be linear? It is not linear. The whole thing is very like spiritual, philosophical thing. The one thing that I thought was a bit much is when he meets the Granduncle, and the Granduncle is like doing those little like wooden blocks, the stone blocks, being like, oh, the world must not like fall apart, crumble, it is up to you. I think that is a bit dramatic and is a bit campy. It was very, this is your destiny. It is your destiny in our bloodline. It's very that type of thing. It was very camp. Okay, that was very camp. I could not really take that seriously. That was a bit, it was a bit much. It's like, creator of the world, overlooking everything with like these building blocks. Like, yeah, that was a bit much. I will admit that is a bit of a weak link, right? It is a bit of a weak link. The whole thing about the bloodline, people of this bloodline being able to see the creatures of the other world. Okay, I think that is interesting. But why is the Granduncle like this holy father figure? That is a bit much. It's a bit patriarchal. Okay, it's a bit patriarchal. I don't know how I feel about that. And one of my favorite moments actually in this world is when he has to cut the fish. At the Kiriko place, he had to cut the fish for the Warawara to eat, and the guts and things were like spilling out. It was very graphic when I saw that. Okay, it made me a bit hungry. I was dreaming of sashimi, okay? When I saw that chunk of meat, I was like... And again, we have these food moments, these ASMR moments in this film as well, right? We have the grandparents, they're not the grandparents, the maids, we have them eating, and we have the tea, and we have Mahito eating in the liminal world. So again, we have the very Ghibli things. All the Ghibli things are in here. It's just, I'm really defending this film. I know that there are people who love it, but I just feel like it's a bit misunderstood. It's not a perfect film, but, and... Oh, okay, so the guts. I'm sidetracking so hard. I'm tangenting so hard in this video right now, just like the film itself. I am not cohesive right now. I almost fell. The guts. Oh, this is not a very vegan film. That is one thing I can say, is that this is not a very vegan film. Okay? It is a mommy issues film. It is a film about grieving. It's a very liminal film, but it is not a vegan film. It is not a vegan film whatsoever. And the characters are pretty lovable, right? Kiriko, yes, he's a bit tough, but we always have that tough character in Ghibli, right? We always have that tough character that is a bit hard to crack open, but they show their soft parental side as time progresses. And obviously we have the younger version of Mom and the Heron. I was not expecting the Heron to be a like creepy old guy. I was not expecting him to be an uncle. When the nose first appeared, the sinister nose under the beak, I was like, ugh. And when I was already thinking, that is very cool character design, right? It's like this anthropomorphic, cyborg-ish, like, okay, it's not chimera, but, like the fusion of the human and bird. And then later, he reveals that he actually has a human body. And like the bird is like this outer coat. The character design is really good. I think the one thing I really missed about Ghibli, yes, the cute animals and stuff, but the character design of it all. The inspirational character design. Taking like everyday animals and creatures and turning them into something more fantastical. And that is something that I really missed, and we've not gotten that in so many years, right? If we're looking at how far the films are set apart, this is very refreshing to see. We're back, okay? I really like his design, and another trope is how in a lot of Ghibli films, the protagonist has to befriend or team up with an enemy and somebody that is supposed to be the foil or just this rival character. Because at the start, I was not expecting the Heron to be this villain. I thought the Heron is going to be like the buddy. But they just kind of slowly became buddies because the Heron is kind of a joke. He's a joke. He's very unserious. He's not as formidable as he tries to be. He's trying to cosplay as a shape-shifting bird, wizard, warrior thing, but he's not. He's not all that. And I like that they teamed up. And he tries to be soon. He tries to be soon like them. Think that we're friends now. But they are. Like, come on, Mahito helped him fix that stupid beak, okay? The hole in the beak. We gave him an implant for the hole, and he was still trying to be soon. Oh, bro. That's so full of shit. But yes, I like that. I like their chemistry. I like their dynamic. So yes, that is pretty much all the notes that I have. There wasn't a lot to really, comment on because it is very abstract and it's very chill. Did I enjoy the film? Yes, I did enjoy the film, okay? It is very long, but I did not mind the runtime. The wind rises. Let's just compare the two, okay? Let's just compare the two retirement films. The Wind Rises was very long. Like, I really felt the length of it. But with this film, I thought it was okay. I really thought, I'm not just kissing Miyazaki's ass here, okay? I really do think that this is, the runtime is actually nice and the pacing is good. But I think that this film really has more similarities to when Marnie was there, because it has to do with the grieving, it has to do with family that have passed and having to face that reality. Because again, I said this earlier already, but it is not an easy process. It is not a process that is linear. Okay, it is not linear. I guess if we were to have a fable of it all, it would be that we have to learn to move on. We have to learn. We have to be able to make that first step, really. Like, I think Mahito is very different from Anna in the sense that Anna was not sure. She's very reclusive, but Mahito is like the opposite. He wants to know the answer. He wants to find out. He wants to learn more. And it really is the different stages of grief, and the fact that it really does affect how you function as a person, right? And it affects all your relationships with people, all these other relationships that might not even have to do with the person that has passed. I think that is really what it is about, and that is why I think the reincarnation of it all plays very well into this concept, because you're in this liminal world, and it kind of opens your mind up, or rather, Mahito opens up your mind to the idea that life is just, that is just the cycle of life, right? I know reincarnation is a bit more of a spiritual concept, but you get it. Life happens. People are born, people die, and it is not just your mom, it is not just your dad, it is not just her mom, her dad, like it is everybody. Like lots of other emotions can also get confused, like thrown into the mix. There might be, again, regret, there might be regrets, there might be anger, frustration, or betrayal. Like, why did you leave me? Why did you die? Why did you die before me? Why didn't you talk to me before you decided to, and stuff like that. There is a lot of conflicting emotions that get mixed into grief. But I guess looking at life itself, the concept of life in this broader, just like zooming out in this like very, very philosophical, very spiritual way, it helps to alleviate the pain, alleviate some of the pain, and to be more open to healing. It is hard, okay? It is hard to define all of these like feelings and expressions in words. Like, when he was talking to the granduncle about how he smashed his own head, and that was very hateful and full of, like bad energy, frustration on his end. And perhaps we can look at it in the way we look at death. It is not your fault. And I think we can look at that in the sense of, you should not hate the world. You should not hate reality. You should not hate the planet. You should not hate nature. You should not hate everything just because of somebody's death, right? Things happen. And again, it is not an easy place to get to. It is not an easy place to get to. It's easier to be nihilistic. It's easier to be depressed. It's easier to be negative. So that is all I have to say. I think that is what I've taken away from this film, and I would highly recommend it to people who, if you're open-minded to something that is like an acid trip. I don't know, but Spirited Away being the most acclaimed one, isn't that like an acid trip as well? Isn't that an acid trip as well? I don't know, okay? That is all I have to say before I start repeating myself over and over again. Something that I forgot to mention in the video is that the mom, or rather the stepmom, why was she going into the tower? Was she also in this state of grief for the sister? Did she feel guilt because she is now married to the sister's husband? Ooh, it's very, very complex. It is very complicated. It is very iffy, but I think that it adds more dimension to the entire story, and the dynamic of it all. So I think that that is something that we can consider. I'm going to get into the other films, okay, like the Nausicaa film, the Ocean Waves and stuff. There are lots of other films that are also Ghibli adjacent. You know, I will get to that. I think I'm going to watch Earwig and the Witch. I think I have to watch that, okay? I have to watch that for Garo's sake. I have to watch that fucking shit ass film. What if I like it though? What if I really just like... What if I become like Garo's defender, the Garo Miyazaki apologist? Like I said before, if his dad can make the trio trifecta at the age of 60, or, you know, in his 60s, Garo, there is hope. Okay, don't give up. I won't say that I'll necessarily become your fan, but it is possible. Okay, it is possible. It is not too late. So that is it, okay? That is it. And I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.